What is up, my friends? We are back for our match reaction after Liverpool have gone to Molineux and beaten Wolves by 2-1. It wasn't vintage, it wasn't pretty, but it is job done. And guess what? You Liverpool are top of the league. Say it again, Liverpool are top of the Premier League as we see here right now. No games in hand can overtake us. Aston Villa can level with us, but they will probably be behind in goal difference. And it's about time we start getting some respect from the pundits because we're top of the league. And look, I love days like today where we don't go out and put in a vintage performance, but we got the job done. So we're going to go through and ask you guys what you think as well. If you want to vote your player ratings, you can submit them with the link that is pinned to the top of the chat, and then we will include those ratings and average them out and compare them against mine in our player ratings video. Also, we're going to be asking you to vote for your man of the match in a moment as well. Connor's going to put that poll up into the chat and you guys can have your say on it. We always give you the chance to vote for your man of the match here rather than me just telling you who it is. So yeah, look, let's go through it together. We're going to have a look at some of the stats. We're going to ask you for your feelings on the game and of course the season so far. But I'm going to say it again because it sounds so good. Liverpool Football Club are top of the Premier League. 6 games in, 5 victories, 1 loss, 2 goals conceded. Not too shabby, job done, and I'll take it. But there are improvements to be made. There's no doubt about that one. So let's have a look at some of the underlying numbers from the game as well, while you guys are giving Connor some suggestions there for the man of the match out. Possession-wise, Liverpool shaded it 56% possession to Wolves 44, which remember, 10-15 minutes into the game, Wolves had a lot more with the ball, so we did wrestle our way back into it and got control of the game. On top of that, total shots in the game, 10 for Liverpool, which is considerably less than we've managed in most other games this season. I think we averaged in about 20-21 in the last few. But 6 of those 10 shots were on target, which in itself is not too bad. Wolves had 3 shots on target in the game from 7 in total. Corners in the game, Liverpool racked up 10 corners to Wolves 2. Total passes, 529 for Liverpool with an 85% pass accuracy rate. Wolves 418 passes with 83% pass accuracy. Tackles 10 for the Reds, 14 for Wolves. XG, Liverpool underperforming our XG today with 2.64. Wolves overperforming theirs with 0.56. But the reason for that is simple. It's because we've been shocking, quite frankly, with regard to defending. And today was no different. Connor, can you refresh the chat for me, please, mate? Because it's not updating at my end. Maybe if I turn it off and back on again, it will work. Elks, I'm going to read out your super chat, mate, because I can't bring it up on screen at the moment. Hopefully that'll change in a second. There we go. It's there now, Connor. Sorry, I just need to refresh it. It's there now, Connor. So, Elks, let me get your comment up, bro. Appreciate you. So, I can't remember us looking that sloppy, passing ugly. Yes, the passing wasn't great. I can't argue with you, mate. We were sloppy at times. Victor said it was a hard game, but it's still lonely at the top. Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I've got nobody. Akon, old school. And thank you, Victor. Owen, thank you for your super chat, mate. Owen has said, played awful and still win. Shows Liverpool can win the league. Yes, we can, and I hope the pundits start to put a bit of faith in the possibility of it as well. Earlier on today, after Man City dropped points, the bookies installed Arsenal as favourites for the Premier League at 11-8. Manchester City were 7-4, and Liverpool were back at 4-1, which I find a little bit disrespectful, but also keep underestimating us. So let's see what happens. Sam Foden, thank you for your super chat. Said Liverpool winning the league. Long way to go, mate. Long way to go. But it's certainly better looking down than looking up. I'll say that, Sam. Nick, always a pleasure to see you in, my friend. Said nervy ending to the game. Take a W no matter how. Yes. Look, there aren't going to be 38 vintage performances, Nick, in a season, as you've said. But we got the job done. And I'd much rather have this conversation with my fellow Liverpool fans about how we were under par after a win than how we were under par after losing to Forest, as an example. So the man of the match poll is open now if you would like to vote in it. And also remember, a brand new addition to our matchday content. You can give us your Anfield Agenda player ratings, which we will use, we will tabulate and we will average out, and then we'll compare them with my player ratings in the player ratings video. If you would like to take part, just click on the link on the form at the top of the live chat. It's pinned there right now. Your options for man of the match: Allison, Gravenberch, Canade and Robertson. Let's see what you think again. We'll leave that open. Virgil, I thought, had a very good game today as well. I'm surprised he isn't in that conversation. Canade had a bit of a mad one, didn't he? You know, he scored a really good goal, and then our defending for their goal was nothing short of calamitous. From the sliding tackle from Robbo that didn't quite clear the ball, to Canade trying to jockey, as we would call it, the ball out, not clearing it. Then he gets shrugged off. Wolves play it back across. There's still time for some more calamitous defending, by the way, before that. And then they bundle it into the goal and it's 1-1. But thankfully, we responded quickly, went up the other end. Anthony Taylor pointed to the spot to give Liverpool a penalty, which Mohamed Salah stepped up, composed himself, took a deep breath, sent Johnston the wrong way and slots it home. And we end up winning by 2-1. As we say, it wasn't vintage, but I'll take it. Canade's yellow was ridiculous too. Shouldn't have gone to ground. I like them wins. Solid, said Jordan Hatch. VVD was better than Canade, said Reformed. I hope Robbo is not injured. Yes, it will be good to get an update on that actually from Arne Slot. He did look like, I don't know if he took a knock just before he went off or something, but he definitely did look like he was hobbling a little bit, Robbo, while he was going off. I think it was just a knock, in all honesty, but hopefully we get a positive update from Arne Slot on that one. Bro, if we used our subs, it would be better. Look, I get it. Everybody will have their own opinion on it, and I understand where you're coming from on it. Yes, we probably could have brought Chiesa in. You could make an argument maybe to give Trent a bit of a breather as well and get Conor Bradley in earlier maybe than we've seen Gomez come in. But look, as I said before during the watch-along, Arne Slot will live and die by his decisions. He will either be a success or not based on these decisions that he's making. And of course, everybody's entitled to their own opinion and we can address it in the chat. But what I'm saying is, we won. We won. And whilst we keep winning, I'm happy to have these conversations, but I hate having them when we throw away points. And maybe that's what you're getting at. Maybe you feel that that game wasn't as easy as maybe it could have been to see out. I think we'll see Chiesa against Bologna, in all honesty. I think, I want to read out something that Mark sent to me from, what's your name? Dominic King. And this was lovely to read. And I really appreciate Mark sending it on to me. But he was speaking about the goal when we scored it and the celebration. Dominic King said, a little side note away from Ibu Konaté's goal. The scenes on the Liverpool bench embodied by Federico Chiesa, who celebrated with as much gusto as those in the away section. He can't wait for an opportunity to get involved. He's just been such a breath of fresh air, Chiesa, since he's come to the club. I love his infectious attitude. I love his positivity. And I love how happy he is to be a Liverpool player. So I can understand you guys as well in the chat wanting him to get more minutes and opportunities. I'm the same as yourselves. But I do think he'll get them. It is important that we remember he is playing catch-up. Even Arne Slot said when he started the midweek in the League Cup, he's not ready yet to do 90 minutes. He has to build up the match strength, the rhythm, and he'll get there. But I do love that we're all behind that signing as well. Sometimes it almost feels like Salah makes awful passes to other players so they don't score. It was genuinely annoying today. Look, he could have done and should have done better in the opportunity where he tried to square it to Jones. But look at it this way. He tried to square it. He didn't try to just take it all on himself. Even though, if I'm being honest with you, I think he probably should have kept going for another few yards, let the defender have to make a decision, whether he goes up to close down Mo or whether he continues to try and block the passing channel to Jones. I just felt like Mo hit it too weak and too early. But at least he was trying to square it. And that being said, there was another moment in the game that I want to actually praise Mo for. We got the ball right side of the penalty area, as is often the case when Mo picks it up. And normally we see him drift in onto his left foot to try and make something happen. On this particular occasion, I like that he went to the byline, tried to get a cross in, and we got a corner from it. He needs to mix it up like that, in my opinion. Not always looking to cut back in on the left foot, not being afraid to try go around the outside as well. Another incident with Mo that I want to highlight as well was good build-up play from us, and he squares it back to Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones gets a strike away. Again, Johnson makes the save, and it's another corner. So I think sometimes we go over the top with Mo in both praise and criticism. Today, there was occasions where absolutely he could have done better, but all in all, scored his goal from the penalty spot, and I thought got better as the game went on. That's my take on Mo's performance today. As Gravenberch the best player this season in the whole Premier League? He's got to be one of them. You know, I don't watch every other team's game, so I don't think it's fair of me to say he's the best player, but I think it's absolutely fair to say that Ryan Gravenberch has been our best player this season, the most consistent one. The team looks a bit flat, said Windu. Not sure if they're tired. Flat is a fair word. Flat is probably a word I would certainly have used in the first half, mate. But we got it done. And that, you know, isn't it so much better to be sitting here nitpicking these things after a win than we were sitting here after the Forest game as an example, and we were all scratching our heads saying what the hell just happened. Craig, hope you're well. It wasn't our best performance, but we'll take it and move on to Wednesday. Connor said, I remember at the live show laughing at someone's comment that Gravenberch could be our Rodri. There you go. Look, he deserves all his flowers this season, Ryan Gravenberch, as does our manager, for trusting and believing that he could fill out this role the way he wants it to be played. I still think we need to bring in another body in there in midfield, but every bit of credit that Ryan Gravenberch is getting is thoroughly deserved, and keep it coming. I'm here for all the Gravenberch propaganda. Keep it coming. So today, a little bit of information. Passing accuracy from Ryan Gravenberch. He was first out there with 95%. That's incredible for a player working in midfield. 95% from Gravenberch. Passes in the final third, he had 19, second best out there. Successful passes between the lines, again, he was first with 4 of them. Duels won, and this is really impressive. He contested 8 duels out there today, Ryan Gravenberch, and he won every single one of them. 100% success rate. 3 tackles in the game as well, which also puts him first. The man just continues to show the quality he has. And 40 million quid for him looks like the bargain of the century right now. Is McAllister making Gravenberch look that good? He did it with Caicedo and Enzo in the double pivot. Like to see us play without McAllister if Gravenberch can carry us. There's certainly no doubt that the unit in midfield is complementing each other. And I think Alexis is always going to be one of these players that probably won't get the plaudits he deserves. I love him. He's one of my favourite players at the club. He's so consistent. He's so likeable. But I will also say that the unit in general, the balance between McAllister, Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, I think when it works well, it's amazing. It really is. Today, Dominic Szoboszlai looked disappointed when he was substituted. We don't know if he's disappointed in the substitution, his own performance or whatever, but yeah, look, there was improvements to be made, no doubt about it. But an away from home win, I'll take it. Can you imagine if we didn't sign Gravenberch? Justin, go back to the time when we signed him. And again, I'm going to be honest about my own thoughts at the time. I said, I'm concerned about this signing. I don't know if Ryan Gravenberch is going to be able to deliver on the potential. But 3 games into his Liverpool career, and I had my hands up saying, I was wrong. I see it now. I see what he can bring. And if I'm being really honest with you, bro, I felt like he was underutilised at the end of Jurgen's spell. Maybe Jurgen just didn't feel like he could find the right role for Ryan. But Arne has come in and seen something there that he believed he could get the best out of Ryan. And what can we say other than so far he's been player of the season for us, Ryan Gravenberch. Bajcetic will come back on another level. Well, he had another 68 minutes, I think it was, this weekend playing for Salzburg. So he's getting game time over there, and that's going to stand us in good stead when he comes back as well. Sam Lynch said Salah needs to be dropped for Chiesa for Bologna. Well, somebody else made a good suggestion. Let's say, just for a second, that Darwin still isn't able to play on Wednesday. Hadn't to be said for putting Chiesa on the right and putting Salah through the middle. You know? I agree with you that Chiesa, I think, should get a start against Bologna for a couple of reasons. One, he's fully rested. Two, it's an Italian side. Three, it's a European night at Anfield, and I'd say he'd be chomping at the bit to play. But I just don't know whether it'll be maybe through the right, through the centre, or, you know, Mo's going to want to score in the Champions League. Let's not, you know, he's going to want to continue his goal scoring form in there, and he's going to want to continue to write Liverpool records. So let's wait and see. Also, I'm sure you guys know this, I've said it already, but just in case you missed it, we're giving you the chance now to give us your player rating. So at the top of the live chat right now, you'll see a form, a link. Click on that link and it will give you the opportunity to submit your player ratings. Connor's going to then average all of them out, and when I do my player ratings video, I'm going to give my scores and we're going to give your scores as well, and we're going to see if there was a difference of thought process between me and you guys. So it's something new that we're introducing. We'd love you to take part in it. All you need to do is click the form link that is pinned to the top of the live chat there now. Walker should have been booked on a pen, but nothing to see here, said Mark. Szoboszlai may not be as good as we thought. Look, Szoboszlai I don't think has been as bad as some people are making out this season. I just think, actually I agree exactly with what Arne Slot said. When you're playing in midfield for Liverpool, in an advanced role like he does, I think he needs to add more numbers to his game. He answered the manager by scoring in the very next game, but with Szoboszlai, I don't know, it feels like he's nearly there. His work ethic is tremendous. His pressing is tremendous. He just does need to add in those little finishing touches. Few more goals, few more assists. And then we'll get the player that we all believe he's capable of being. Cody, I love this, mate. Just in case anybody missed it, I love that Cody's here to help us out with this one. In case you missed it, we are top of the Premier League. Yeah, we are, bro. Yeah, we are. And thank you for your super chat, mate. Really appreciate your support. Bacon Bap. Yes, please. Thank you, mate, for being with us for 7 months as a member. Said, if you look back, Robbo got his Achilles raked and no card. I appreciate you letting me know that, mate, because I was wondering why he was kind of limping when he went off. So at least you're giving us an explanation there on that one. So thank you for that. And welcome again for 7 months. Appreciate your support. Diaz invisible today, said amen. I just think he it wasn't his best day, Diaz, today. I agree with you on that one. He struggled to really get involved in the game. But look, sometimes players are going to have days like that where they aren't at it, or it just isn't falling for them. So far, all in all, though, this season, I think we'll all agree Lucho's had a very good campaign. So people are saying not true, the guy got a card. There you go. This is why I love the chat. Look, either way, from my perspective, I'm glad Bacon Bap at least told me why Robbo was limping, because I was concerned about that. If he got a yellow card, fair enough, he got a yellow card. But at least I now know why Robbo was limping, because I was concerned about it. Hamza said, Agenda. My name's Craig, mate, just in case you ever wondered for the future or anything like that. No problem with you calling me Anfield Agenda. No issues with that, but my name is Craig. Do you think Liverpool might win the title? I think it's too early to be that confident. Look, I feel like we'll be in the top 3. If you really wanted to push me right now at a guess, Arsenal, Liverpool, City, Villa, then Chelsea, Spurs. That would be my guess at a top 6. But we have bigger challenges coming this month. After the international break, we're going to be taking on Chelsea. So the games are going to start coming thick and fast now. We've Arsenal coming up this month, or maybe at the start of November, I can't remember. And it's how we manage those games against the Manchester Cities, the Arsenals, the Chelseas, that will, I think, decide our season, you know. We've a nice handy home one coming up against United in the future as well. Should be another 4 or 5-0 that one. Steve Aldersey, thank you, mate, for gifting a membership. Appreciate you. So what do you guys think? I mean, I'm always happy to answer if I think that there's a possible title race on, but what do you guys think? Do you think Liverpool are capable of a level of consistency from what we've seen so far that could see us challenging at the end of the campaign? I think we're as good as anybody in the league. It's just about the top 4 games. I think that'll decide our fate. We need to improve on those head-to-head results that we've had in, I think, the last couple of seasons against our fellow European hopefuls. We can't put a poll up, mate, because the man of the match poll is up. We can only have one poll up at a time. So far we've had over 2,100 votes in the man of the match poll. Keep voting though, we'll leave it up. Jay Urett said, absolutely, it's a different team right now. I tell you what, defensively, today, okay, fair enough, but we certainly don't feel like we're going to concede a hat load of goals. We should have kept a clean sheet today. That goal should never have happened. So we should be talking about Liverpool being 6 games into the Premier League campaign and only conceding 1 goal. But today's conceded, the goal we conceded was calamitous, is the only word that I can use. Evan Bakan said, I absolutely love Slot, but we can't expect him to win the league in his first season. My expectations for Slot are top 4. So for my expectations for Arne Slot, it's exactly what the man said himself. He came in and he spoke about wanting to better the 81 or 82 points tally we finished with last season. So that's actually my aim for him, is to improve on that points tally that we put up last season with Jurgen. If he can do that, we'll certainly be in the top 4, and I think we can count that as a successful first season. A trophy would be lovely, a deep run in the Champions League would be lovely, but that's my goal for Arne, is to beat that points tally. Do you think that Cody could be the top scorer for the club this season? Maybe, but I tell you what I do wish for. I hope that we don't have one player who's out there miles ahead in the goal scoring charts. I'd love to see the forward share the goals around. I'd love 12 to 15 for Diogo, 15 to 20 for Mo, 12 to 15 maybe for Cody. Certainly above 10 for Diaz would be great. So yeah, look, I never want to be too reliant on one player. I'd love the goals to be shared around, but I think as well, more chipped in goals from midfield would be nice. And again, if Canade and Verge can continue to add a few from set pieces as well, that's not too shabby. Auto Tomato said, let's be honest, as good as we've been, we haven't played anyone yet. Well, we went to Old Trafford, mate, and respectfully, we went there last year and we were beaten twice. Or, I can't remember actually, we draw at Anfield. We were certainly beaten in the FA Cup there in extra time, and I think we lost in the league there. But either way, last season we dropped points, and this season we wiped the floor with them 3-0. So, you know, we cannot, as you said, we can only play what's in front of us, but there are certainly bigger tests to come. I think we're as good as Arsenal and are being disrespected, said Nice, concerning the discourse in the title race. People acting like we weren't talking about a quad in a transition season of sorts. I definitely feel, mate, that the media are in large sections ignoring Liverpool. And look, that's okay. I don't mind us going under the radar, but I don't like the disrespect at times from some of the media. Fabio Gaspari, lots of love, Craig from South Africa. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you being in with us. Always lovely to hear from our friends over in South Africa. We've got a great viewership from you guys over there, and we always appreciate your support. Craig, slot ball will mean we have more legs at the back at the end of the season. Good, because that is what we need. You know, there's been a few seasons where we've been talking about a quadruple and we've been chasing it down, and we've fallen away at the end of the season and maybe got 1 or 2 of the minor trophies. I hope that we don't see that exhaustion and that fatigue towards the end of the campaign. Remember as well, I think, is it next summer that new Club World Cup is coming up, where we're not going to be in it, but loads of the teams like City and Chelsea, and they're going to have players who aren't going to get a break. They're going to be going in and playing this crazy FIFA Club World Cup, an extended one over a bigger period of time, and that will probably benefit us as well. So I don't know. I'm optimistic, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Jay Frost said, this is a good show. I really do appreciate that, mate. Thank you. If you are enjoying the stream, the match reaction, remember, do hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate your support on that. And drop a like on the stream as well if you could. So let's check in and end our man of the match poll, because it's pretty much very one-sided. We've had 2,370 votes, and your Anfield Agenda man of the match, with 53% of those votes, is Mr. Ryan Gravenberch. And I feel like I've been saying that a lot this season. Thoroughly deserving again for me from Ryan. I think you guys were spot on with your choice. He just keeps going from strength to strength, doesn't he? I feel like every league game, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like every league game this season, you guys have voted for Ryan. I might be wrong on that. I know midweek we went for Cody Gakpo in the League Cup, but I think every league game you guys have voted Ryan man of the match. How many goals do you think Darwin will score? In the league, I'd like him to get more than 12. I think 12 is a minimum I'd like to see from our main forward line. It'll depend, though, how many starts he gets versus Diogo Jota. Remember, Jota played a big part in our first goal today as well. It was his cross in for Ibrahim Kanade with his left foot as well, Diogo. We didn't play well. I know, but we won, Ali. Isn't that the main thing, mate? We won. We didn't play well, as you said, but we got away with the 3 points. And sometimes you're going to need days like today where you weren't at your best. But as long as we leave with 3 points, it's a lot better to have these conversations than, you know, games like the Forest game. Is it possible our best squad will be able to drop Szoboszlai and play Diogo in his wing? It seems like the manager has belief in Dominic Szoboszlai, but it is up to Dom to build on the fundamentals, because I think his fundamentals so far have been okay. Good work rate, great pressing. Does need to just work on that little bit of quality, I think, at times that we know he has. But I do love the unit in midfield that we have. I love the balance that's struck between the three of them. Maybe when Elliott comes back, there's a bit more pressure on Dom. Maybe he ups his game a bit. But I understand where you're coming from. And I think the manager would certainly want a little bit more from Dom with regards to the goals and assists anyway. How was Andre for Wolves? He was okay. You know, okay is all I'd say. Okay, this idiot needs to be removed from the chat. Matteo, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Let me say that again, just in case you didn't hear me. You're an idiot. And in case you're wondering why I'm calling him an idiot, I'll just give you one line of what he said. Lucho, get out of Liverpool. Idiot. What gives you or anybody else the right to be that arrogant to say get out of Liverpool? Who the fuck are you to speak about our players in that way? The arrogance, man. The arrogance. If you don't think he played well or isn't playing well, say that. Wasn't great from Lucho today, but get out of Liverpool? Really? That's being a fan, is it? Weird. And Lucho's been brilliant this season. Today, yeah, he wasn't at his best and he was taken off. But to say anything other than he's been sensational this season is absolutely pathetic. We don't need fans like you, mate. We don't. We deal with enough idiots alone without having people like yourself come in with that level of shite towards our own players. I think what Matteo meant was substituted, not get out. Stop, mate. Stop. Stop. He's well able to write the word substituted if he wants to say substituted. I'm not putting up with our players being abused by people because, what? They didn't have a great 65 minutes and get out of Liverpool. Nah, not good enough, sorry. Torsten, no idea. You said you still want to call me out. go ahead, Thorsten. Call me out all you want. I'll defend myself as I see fit. But you feel free to call me out if you like, mate. No idea what it's about, but I'm going to defend our players against idiots who are coming and telling them to get out of the club. If you want to defend them, that's on you, mate. I love the way Mo was running to that byline today, full of pace, much better. I liked that aspect of his game as well. You know, we often see him drifting onto his left foot. Today, at times, he did go to the byline, and I think it just gives the defender something else to worry about. Another angle to the attack. Stevie boy, lovely to see you. And my friend said, Dom work rate is good, but his ball control and passing needs to improve. I don't see him as a 10. I guess it's important to remember as well, he's still young. Like, what is Dom now? 23, 24? He's still not even into his prime years yet, so keep that in mind. But look, I would agree with you. I do think there are aspects of his game he needs to improve upon. Because we know what he's capable of. You know, we know the level Dominic Szoboszlai can get to. Sam, mate, really kind of you. Thank you, bro. Appreciate your love. So thank you for being here always. Thank you. And everybody else, mate, that's here with us. You know, we really do appreciate your support. Hope you read the other comments. Oh, I get that, Thorsten. I get that, mate. But remember, mate, what I say to you. I just pull a comment out, Thorsten, where sometimes I probably should proofread them. You know, that's a fair criticism, Thorsten. I'll take that one on the chin, mate. All I can say to you, bro, is I'm going to continue to try. But sometimes I get wound up, you know. Because Lucho's been great this season. He's been great. And, you know, he went through a difficult summer where we were all questioning whether he was going to still be here or not. And he's come in and he's playing out of his skin. And today, yes, I agree, wasn't Lucho's best performance. But I just didn't like the wording of the way that he went about it, Thorsten. But I do take your point, mate. You did say the team was not good enough to fight for the title. I don't think we are. Yeah, Thorsten. I said this earlier on as well when I was giving my prediction. I still feel Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City. Who did I say fourth then? I think I went Villa. Look, we're capable of fighting for the title, but I don't have an expectation of us to go on and win the league now. Because I think it's only fair to say we need to improve against the bigger teams. You know, our head-to-head against the top four in recent years hasn't been what we'd want it to be. If Arna can put that right this season, and we can turn some of the draws, for instance, against Arsenal and Spurs, if we can turn them into wins, then maybe we can push on and go ahead and challenge for the league title. But it's those tests that I think are going to give us a better view of what's capable from this group. If we lost, you would be giving the players criticism. We were shy today. End of. Go fuck yourself. Simple as that, Jake. Go fuck yourself. If we lost, you would have given them shite. So you're dealing in hypotheticals. We were shy, end of. And what's your fucking point? Did we win the game or not, asshole? We won the game, right? So you can come in with your arrogant bullshit all you want, and I'm going to call you out on it. And now you won't have to come in anymore because you're banned, because you're an asshole. I know we won this match, but it was infuriating to watch. It was frustrating, defo. But there isn't a team in the history of football that's going to go out there and play their best every week. It just doesn't happen. And I just don't understand idiots like Jake who come in and cry and whinge after we win. Like, and then go into hypotheticals. Like, if we didn't win, if I wasn't a fat fuck, then maybe I wouldn't have to be on the bottom all the time with the misses. But I am, so we deal with it. Hypotheticals are pointless. We didn't play well. You know what, I know it, and everyone knows it. But we won. We won. We're top of the bleeding league. What is there not to be happy about? We are top of the league, and you are still pissing and moaning. Mr. Chick Flick said, as a Red, my dad always reminded me that you'll never walk alone means you'll never walk alone. We won, stop moaning. Exactly. You know, we had our moan after the Forest game, and I'm absolutely okay to a conversation whereas what can we improve on? Definitely. And that's the conversations we should be having now. How can we make sure that defensive lapse didn't happen again? You know, Ibu, hopefully next time he's in that position, if he has any doubts, he puts the ball out, puts it behind for a corner, or boots it out for a throw. Hopefully next time Mo has a chance on the counter like today, he takes a little bit longer before making the pass. So there are definitely things we can improve upon. But isn't it much better to have these conversations after picking up 3 points than not? Does anybody remember the Crystal Palace game when we lost and still won the league? Nope. Love that we won. There's stuff to get better at, but isn't necessarily a bad thing. Exactly. You know, it's about peaking at the right time. And if we can grind out a win like this, and it means when we come time, I think it's going to come down to the games against Man City. Man City, probably Chelsea, Villa, Arsenal. They're the games for me that I think are going to decide our league campaign. If we can get some good results, think of it this way. If you play Man City home and away, 2 draws on the face of it seem like decent results, but 1 win gives you more league points and 1 loss. So I think it's about turning some of them draws in the big head-to-heads into 3 points. If we can do that, I think as confidence builds, as Arne Slot gets used to the players and he gets used to the partnerships, the rhythm, you know, the world's our oyster. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, just before we finish up, a reminder, we are top of the league. And hopefully we can keep it that way for a while longer. So I'm going to go record the player ratings video. If you want to submit your player ratings, you can still do so with the link in the top of the chat right there now. And I hope you all enjoy your weekend. I'm going to be back tomorrow night at 8:45. But until then, I'm going to be off between now and then. Have yourselves a wonderful Saturday night. I appreciate you coming in. I'm going to record my player ratings. They're going to be coming up soon. And again, we're going to give you guys your player ratings as well. Connor's going to tabulate them, average them out, and we'll contrast and compare. So thank you for being with us again today. Do hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so before you head off. Drop a like on the video as well. And I will see you guys later on. And again, today's going to be a night where we watch Match of the Day, right? Because Saturday and a win. So again, just a reminder, in case you missed it, Liverpool Football Club are top of the Premier League right now. 6 games in, 5 victories for Arne Slot, 15 points. We sit there on our own at the top of the Premier League table. And hopefully we can keep that up as the season goes on. Love you all to bits. Thank you for your support as always. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and let us know your player ratings with that link. We'll talk to you.